So with the carriers, this is usually the website that the GAs have to offer, and it's hosted by iPipeline. And I don't know if some of you have seen it, but it's basically just an easy way to get forms and such from the GA's website. And as you can see, there's various types of applications. We're going to focus on Lincoln and Principal for today to give you two examples. So Lincoln has the full application that you're used to seeing.
A lot of these people haven't seen any, so you want to start at the top and show them exactly what we have there, if you don't mind, Jolie.
Yeah, not a problem. So here is the long application. This is the way that insurance has been for years. You go to the website, you print out the application, and you complete it. Get all the signatures and submit it for processing. Well, now times have changed. Now they even have a part on the application that you can fill it out online and save it. So it stays nice and clean. Once you're done filling it all out and everything, you can print it. And then you would get the appropriate signatures for the insured. And this is what you are seeing today. And this is the way it's been for years.
Can you show them all of the sections and all of the information that's covered on these applications?
Of course. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So on an application for life insurance, first they want to know about the insured. Just the basic stuff, your name, your date of birth, social security number. One important question here is if you're a U.S. citizen. We'll cover more on this on one of the sessions, but to give you an idea, they want to make sure, basically this question can lead to several outcomes, meaning that if you are a citizen of, let's say, a country that, is having issues, what would you say, Lori? Like, what would be
unrest or something, Syria? Obviously, that would be a dangerous country.
With
right.
The United States, like some countries.
Yeah.
So
they look for it has all your premiums have to be paid in U.S. funds for one, which they're looking for anti-money laundering. But for two, if you're a citizen of another country, you can potentially get coverage. But they want to know. Jolie mentioned that it'll trigger some additional questions. But if you spend a lot of time in another country, sometimes people can get a fake death certificate. And, those things happen too. So when the person supposedly has passed away and they're in a country where there's really no documentation or any of that we're used to here in the U.S., they may get somebody to write a death certificate, and guess what? Their wife just got $5 million, and she's meeting them there. So there's a lot that's considered when a person is applying.
Right. Also, they're looking, if you are from a country like that that's at risk, what are the likelihoods that you still have family or relatives that are in those countries? And when are you planning on visiting? How many times a year do you visit, which makes the risk even higher? Okay. Do you want to any wondering?
No, that's good. Perfect. Love it.
Okay. Place of birth, again, they're trying to look, carriers have interesting ways to try to get information, what they're looking for. So a simple place of birth, or I would say place of birth could be definitely a trigger for an underwriter, depending on how it's answered if it's not within the U.S. Driver's license and state, because because most carriers, depending on the age and death benefit applying for, they will order a motor vehicle report. And here in the States, I don't know how it is where you're at, but here in the States, if you have a DUI, driving under the influence or driving while intoxicated, or if you have any type of criminal background, if you're somebody that speeds a lot, you're a more of a risk. The likelihood of something happening to you is more likely than none. So they want a driver's license in the state so they can run, we call it an MVR or motor vehicle report. Your just regular home address, occupation. This is another trigger. If you are a skydiving instructor, but later on down in here where it asks if you do any type of hazardous activities and you say no, the likelihood that you are up in the plane and you're holding on to somebody as a skydiver jumping out of the plane is more likely than not. So again, this is another trigger depending on the occupation. Now, if you're a pilot with, American Airlines, any airline, they do not consider that at risk. You're just considered an everyday, case manager, marketer, whatever you and I are. But if you're actually flying, planes as a hobby or as a sport, then that could be considered more of a risk. Business address, if you work, you'll see sometimes you might be a homemaker, and that's okay. You can be a homemaker and your, annual earned income could be zero, but what they want to know is what your net worth is. That would be a combination of your spouse. They want to know what you're worth. They want to make sure that you are worth more living than dead. Anything you want to add on this part, Lori?
No, that's very good.
Plan of insurance, these are the names.
We lost our volume with you, Jolie.
Really? Let me check that out. I didn't do anything.
Hello.
Hold on.
Yeah, she's losing her volume somehow.